Today is the 7th of April, and currently things are looking pretty good as usual. And we're just literally posting and then doing as much as we can in terms of output, and obviously the results will follow. So currently we started going viral, as I may or not have mentioned previously, on the product that arrived last week. And we were able to go viral, and the videos that I filmed, especially that day, I believe I filmed the clip talking about how filming was important. And the videos have started going viral on YouTube, because YouTube, it's a relatively specific product that is having difficulties with shadow bans or like things like that because of its shape, and like it's just its general, is the type of product that's relatively dangerous. So, or it's not dangerous, but it can be perceived as an item of danger, and so it can get flagged on like TikTok, Instagram, and things like that. But I believe that it shouldn't, and because we're still getting reach on Instagram and TikTok, I made new accounts, and now we are. Previously we weren't, but considering that YouTube didn't have any issues, more or less, we went viral on literally the first video that was posted, and right now that video is on maybe 600k views in like a few days, and I posted it only a few days ago. So that's very, very good for YouTube, because usually I have a lot of experience going viral on YouTube, and normally you have to wait a week or two before the videos start going viral, and then boom, they go viral. They go to 10 million views, or like 20 million views, and that's it, right? Except here, the literal swap to view ratio was at 91% on the first day, which is insane. Like, I've never had that before, and so that's very good. And now it's slightly going down to, I believe, 86 or 87, which is fabulous. That's great. So the video is probably going to go very, very viral. I wasn't able to verify the channel to pin the comments, which is fucking annoying. So I'm going to try tomorrow night, so on the 8th of April, and we'll see. Because right now the video is already on 600k views. Obviously 600k views compared to how many views the video will get is a minute detail, and we don't really care about that. But I still wanted to treat this as, as effectively as I possibly can, in order to make the most of all of these sessions and see the product converts. Because as of right now, we are on 0 sales for all of those views. Instagram and TikTok possibly will start going viral. I don't know, quite likely, because the product is just so good that it's literally as if the videos were made with AI, because of how crazy it is. Like, you wouldn't think that it's realistically possible, because nobody's seen it before. It's like, it's an AliExpress product that I found that is so crazy that you would think that in order to make the videos possible, you would need AI, because the product is so mind-blowing that you don't think it's physically and biologically, physically possible to make that happen. Except that the videos aren't made by AI, they're filmed by myself, and you can tell that it's not AI. Or at least with this video, you can obviously see that it's real, because it is real, right? And so that's why I think the product is very good. The only downside is that the product I'm retailing at 300 USD. It cost me about 180 to fulfill as of now on AliExpress. And we'll see how it goes. Really, I just need to sleep, visualize tonight, and then get this product to convert ASAP, bro. That's the main goal. Calisthenics is doing great, man. We can muscle up cleaner now. It's looking pretty good. And we have leg day tomorrow. My sister arrived. She's back in Vietnam, which is very, very good. She was studying in a European country for whatever her studies are currently are, which I don't need to disclose. And she's back in Vietnam for 2 weeks, which is fabulous. We're going to a restaurant with her tomorrow, which is very good for me. I hadn't seen the Ho Chi Minh City for like a year, I believe. And we went this weekend with our family for a restaurant, and it was fabulous. Like, I actually felt a sense of admiration for the city skyline, probably because I hadn't seen a city in a year, or like city buildings in a fucking year, man. Which, so perhaps that doesn't make sense for you guys, but for me, bro, so I was like, wow. Because I was actually admiring it. It was beautiful. I could feel the sense of fresh air. It's been a while since I've gone in the city, man. And we're going again tomorrow, and I believe that'll be it. And then we can just focus again, right? She's not coming to Vietnam every day. She's coming maybe once a year, which is why I'm allowing myself to spend time with her, and I enjoy it, right? It's great. And I'm gonna need to buy a new personal phone, because my iPhone 8, which I use for my personal phone, is broken, basically. And then on top of that, boys, I was gonna put an Instagram story about that, but we're not gonna do it, because I can just show it here instead. And the only point of Instagram stories is just to, keep things inside the loop so that we have them. But look, boys, like, my I'm literally, my grips, I don't know if you guys can see it as well as I would have liked you to, but I have like so many things on my hands. My grips are like all fucked up, man. Like it's peeled off here, and I don't know if you guys can see it. It's peeled off here, it's peeled off here, it's peeled off here, it's peeled off everywhere. And then here as well, and then my fingers are fucked as well. And it's slightly overgrown, but then it's also been used. And then this week I have 3 pull day sessions this week because I missed one last week and I only had one last week. So I replaced the leg day this week with another pull day, which I hope isn't going to do too much damage to my hands. And I don't know why I have so many blisters, man, but my theory is that I'm just going to keep doing it pull day and working out, and then we'll see what happens, and then we'll adjust from there. I'll learn from my mistakes if this does end up being a bad decision, worst case scenario. And if I can tell that it's going badly, I'll probably reduce pull days, but we'll see. And then on top of that, scales are doing great, and I'm just replacing leg days a little bit with pull days or skill set days. I haven't done that yet, but I'll say I was doing 2 leg days a week for 3 months now, 3-4 months. And my leg gains have massively increased, but we're at a point now where I'm not satisfied with my leg gains, but I would see the ROI in spending an extra session on my upper body and my pecs, especially because they're still pretty skinny, like, yeah. And on Saturdays, instead of having 2 leg days a week, and so we'll have 1 leg day a week, which is going to increase and maintain our current leg gains, which is still pretty massive. And like I like how my legs are looking in terms of physically, muscularly. And then on top of that, develop ourselves in our upper body a little bit more because we're still pretty skinny. But that's how things are currently going. Today is April 24th, and today was a fabulous day alongside the last few days. So we received one custom, which was the best, and we had to refund a few of the other AliExpress custom products. But we received the majorly, I would qualify as the best AliExpress product yesterday, 2 days ago. Oh no, we received it actually 4 days ago, and I was able to start testing it and film videos yesterday morning. I edited it and posted the first video, and generally speaking, things are looking not too shabby. We got like 4.5 or 5k views on the first video on Instagram, which is pretty good based on personal experience for first video on Instagram. And the only issue being that the video has, I believe, 47% India. And additionally on that, the reacting lights that we went viral on based on my last video have gotten a lot of session, except again that account as well, which was originally primed inside the United States with about 35% United States, also shifted when I shifted the product and went viral on the new product to Indian audiences. So now that account with the reacting lights product went viral, and we only made like $150 in sales for like 1 million views because it all went to India. And so right now I'm working on getting that to the United States with the voiceover videos and storyline based videos, but we'll see how it goes. We haven't gone viral again. And this new account that I posted, the new AliExpress product, the first video and first 2 videos are, in my opinion, trash. But, I mean, the product is very, very good, and they were generally speaking good. However, today we refilmed a bunch, and we kind of changed everything up, or upgraded it a lot. Like, my room actually is starting to look like a studio. I don't want to show it, because, I mean, I could show it, actually. But we just have, like, okay, it's all packed up right now, but, like, this, I added this to hide the floor, and we had a bunch of props, which I brought back downstairs, and this is just the remaining stuff. And then we have all the studio lights out of that. But like when it was all open up with the studio lights and everything up there, you can just tell like with the floor mat and everything else, like it was actually starting to look like a proper studio. Because obviously we're in our room and we're running marketing for a brand or multiple like products as of now. They're not branded yet, right? But, and obviously we have to kind of do what we can within our own room to make it as professional and as appealing as possible for, you know, to maximize our chances of going viral. Now, the thing is, that product is relatively dangerous, but it's not really dangerous, really. But it's not incredibly intuitive to film because it's counterintuitive, but I'm not going to explain it. Nevertheless, so I'm very grateful to have been able to film that, and I realized today which is something that I was already somewhat doing, but I wasn't consciously doing it. And I come to realize today that I'm going to start tracking the difference between the time I spend on editing videos and filming videos and planning videos, to actually be able to see statistics on this and then analyze what's actually yielding the most results. But I've come to the hypothesis today that obviously planning videos is probably the highest ROI, but that in terms of like actually making products work, because if you just plan and you don't edit or film or make videos, obviously it's not going to go anywhere. But that I used to have the opinion that, the more videos I post and the high quality they are, the better. And so when I would be like, oh, I made 6 videos today, that would mean I edited 6 videos, right? But I think now I would argue that I would rather make one video and then spend 6 hours filming it and 1 hour editing it than post 6 videos and spend 1 hour filming 6 and then just 5 hours, 1 hour each for editing a video. Today is Monday, 27th of April, so Q2's first month is nearly over and things are going pretty good. So we had 5 days or 4 full days of holiday, which I went on with my parents, and for which I'm extremely grateful, because I could tell, because we had like maybe 12 or 15 weeks since our last holiday, or perhaps not, I don't know exactly, but I could slightly tell that my focus was diluting itself right before, like the week before. And although I think burnout is a slight exaggeration of things, obviously when you don't rest at all, then you still get fatigue on the body, and so this was able to recuperate a lot of my energy levels. And so right now the focus and output stats have dramatically increased. Obviously we're above 100% on output. Yesterday we were on 110. Today we'll probably only be on 100, but it's still very good, right? And what I've been doing currently is content maxing, basically. I received and I'm continuing to receive the custom products that I ordered and the AliExpress products, and as a result from that, then I'm making videos for those and then posting the videos and then improving the videos every single day. We're just going to keep posting. Right now we're posting 8 videos a day, and when we receive it, we'll post 9. Some products I'm only posting 1 day as the product that I'll receive, because there are certain conditions which is best to only post once a day. And one of the biggest mistakes I had made was not taking into consideration posting with like a shadow ban type shit. And one of the products I was posting on, I was getting like shadow banned basically on Instagram. Not shadow banned, but it's just that the product itself is like the fidget guns, right? You couldn't post them on Instagram, except here it's in between the two, so you'd still get like 500 views, but nothing more. And now I fixed it basically. I found a competitor actually who managed to fix the problem. He didn't do it on purpose, he just started off like that, compared to me, which I took something else, which is a lot more dramatic. But being dramatic and wow factor, it kind of made it more like fidget guns, and it got banned. And so now I've slightly reduced the dramatic aspect, but I get reach properly. We've been reading significantly more as well, because it is the holidays, and especially during my 4 days of holidays with little amounts of work. I don't do full rests like Charlie Morgan, although I ideally would, but because I have school and because I still need to post every single day, like I just post every day, or mostly every day. I just sometimes reduce it, but I won't do anything, next to that. And I won't film, I'll just bulk film. So, or bulk edit sometimes, things like that, right? So I'll read a lot, and right now we're nearly done with Predictably Irrational, which is very good. And we're going to start a next book, which I will see which one it is. I don't know the title, which is phenomenal. And we're learning a lot on, human irrationality. And I can definitely see my own irrationalities in what he describes, which is phenomenal. And my main experiment for basically the month of, end of the month of April and the month of May, January, February, March, April, May, is going to be a lot more chill. What I mean by that is I'm already very chill, I'm detached, things like that. We get that. However, I'm relatively serious, and I think I said maybe in my last video that I'm not that type of a serious guy, and naturally I'm not, which is why I'm inclined to try what I'm going to try this month. And although I have the problem with this experiment, which is that I have a lot of the fruits of my labors from the last few months, Q1, which is going to manifest itself and materialize into financial abundance during the month of end of April and May. However, on top of this, I want to try and reduce the seriousness that I have in my work and be more like chill, like playful, like the real life tangible example of this would be Jack Sparrow. Although it's a fictional character, I think I want to try and be less serious and be more like life is a holiday. because reality transfer thing talks about this. Life can be just a holiday, you know, rather than, you know, serious. Like, for example, here I'm talking to a camera, but I'm trying to talk eloquently, I'm trying to talk articulately, and although these skills, you know, are good to develop, and that's why I'm doing it for these videos. However, I want to try and just be more chill, like, be more like blah, 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 blah. Or like, be more, you know, like, more like, just chill, have fun. Like, I rewatched actually Jason's videos, or like Diachi, Takadashi, whatever. And I noticed, like, during the month where he got more detached and he made 10K, 10.5 with reposting in France and shit. Like, he's super, like, he's just having fun. He's literally just having fun. And although I'm detached, although, like, I don't think it'd be matter. I don't know if it matters that much. However, I want to have a try at that and literally just have fun. And I already have fun. I enjoy what I do, but be, like, almost less serious. Like, you know, it's like that Jack Sparrow type shit. I don't know how to explain it tangibly, but if you know who Jack Sparrow is, the fiction character, right, then you get a good example of what he is. He's extremely smart, but and he has, like, good. I haven't watched the movies in so long, but, like, from memory, he's, like, really smart guy, right? Like, really good pirate, and yet he's, like, super playful and everything he does. So he does it super well, and yet he's super playful, and yet he still has high expectations because, like, it's him, right? And that's kind of my objective for this month, and we'll see. And then on top of this, I have a jacket arriving tomorrow. I'm fulfilling orders right now. Financially speaking, things are not looking insane at all. I think in the last week or last 1.5 weeks, we only got like one sale for like $30, $15 profit, which is tremendously bad, physically speaking. And so that's why we need to scale, because like right now, we need to scale. And you know, I'm so like, it's easy, it's normal to scale because I work all day, because I run a business, and so as a result of running that business, as a second order consequence, I make financial results, and I make financial growth, and that's how I'm saying it. We just found a fucking solution for a fucking problem that I had. Like, I've been having this since January, and I didn't realize how to fix it, and I thought it was just fine. And it's like a massive thing it's for Facebook Reels. It's not massive, but we'll see how effectively it changes shit. And I was going super viral. I was getting like 20 million views on Facebook, things like that. And I thought it wasn't converting at all. And I thought in January, things like that in Q4 as well, it's just a product that doesn't convert, you know, and that's it. And here, I just realized what I think would have been the problem, and I just fixed it. And right now we're going viral for a product that I'm filming in France, for France as well, that I added. So now we're like testing four or five products, I don't know. And we're going viral in France, and it was converting, and we've got 500K views, and I was like, shit, bro. So I really had to look, because I want to iterate, you know? And I'm been iterating on everything except conversions. And obviously, I've been going incredibly viral for everything for a whole while now. We're at like nearly 1 billion views. We're approaching 1 billion views, and we haven't even made like more than 25K in revenue, you know? For like 1 billion views, nearly, not yet there. Probably at like 700 mil, 800 mil, I don't know exactly, right? Probably 800 really. But so I really thought about it this morning, 45 minutes, which is not much, but you know, when you think about it, probably one single problem for one Facebook, for one, you know, type of thing. And it was really dumb, like really stupid. So it's like, it's crazy to think how the amount of, I don't know if it's going to change a lot, we're going to see, but if it does, and in my theory we will, because you're literally just, I don't want to say it, but most people will probably know this because you naturally do it when you post. I just wasn't doing it, and I think it'll change a lot, and we'll see. And if it does, then I might run again products I was running before on Facebook again, and maybe it'll convert. But then again, we'll see. But this should be, we'll see. But I just wanted to film this because yeah, I'm pretty happy right now, and we just need to keep like iterating and then keep growing. It's been 2 days since I fixed the Facebook problem thing, and basically it works as I wanted. However, doing it has kind of made the views on the videos go down. Like, as soon as I started doing it, the video only got 2K views instead of like 500K or like 100K, which is what I was getting before. So I stopped doing it, except what I did is, it's still useful because I'm able to slightly, normally in theory, get more conversions out of it, because you're like, I'm still indicating them where the website is, type shit. Like, I'm spamming basically sales process. It's just not as effective as I would have originally thought. There's a 2-step process now in the funnel, whereas before I would have imagined there to be one, except when I did one, and even on Facebook, it says something about like, it's not like they say it's not perfect, and then they recommend you to take off the website link wherever I put it. So that's that. But basically, we're still getting more sessions. We got like 100 sessions on the store yesterday, 111, and then today we're only at 35. But it's not even like, I don't know, 11 a.m., 12 p.m. I mean, it's less than yesterday. But those sessions come from TikTok, because TikTok got 30K views, which is not much. However, it's basically what I was doing before for exercising detachment was, being almost emotionally numb. What I mean by that is I wouldn't feel joy, I wouldn't feel anger, and I wouldn't be extrapolated by any sort of pendulum, whether that be joyful, whether that be, sad, or whether that be anger, most of the time, obviously, right? And so what I've changed now, what I'm trying to change, I'm trying to do also in the way I'm speaking right now, I'm trying to speak with a lot more, joy and passion for this than previously, but I'm trying to almost, because what I've noticed was that I believed and I was certain but joyful in the fact that we're going to get a bunch of sessions because now we have the proper converting mechanism on Facebook. And in the end, Facebook did not work at all. Perhaps because there was too much excess potential on that specific thing, but perhaps no, but maybe it's just, coincidence, which would make in theory sense. And I've split tested this morning without the thing to see if it's going to get more reach and shit. But because I had the strong belief in, or the certainty of getting more sessions, then naturally it materialized that TikTok went viral and got us a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but more sessions, right? Even though I was feeling joyful to it. In comparison to previously, where I'd just be like, I know we're going to hit 10K today, or I know we're going to get, viral, and I know it's going to work, but I wouldn't necessarily feel joyful because I'm detached from, the financial abundance or the financial growth. The only thing I care about is my output stat, my input stat, my focus stat, and the tangible things that I've gamified around growing the business, right? Except now, what I'm going to do is we're hitting 10K a day today, or we're hitting 3K a day today, we're hitting 100K a month today with a sense of joy. And have that sense of certainty, because I know we're going to hit 10K a day today. And it doesn't matter if it's true and what you believe to be true. And that says it in the book. And right now I'm reading Thinking Fast and Slow. But previously I read Predictably Rational by Daniel O'Reilly, I believe, or Dan O'Reilly, I'm not entirely sure, but he talks about the placebo effect inside, which is just that, medication and different things which only work because you believe them to work, but in reality they don't work at all. In 1992, I believe, the first guy who did this, well, I don't know, I don't remember his name, but the general idea, which follows also reality transurfing, which is that what you believe to be true will be true, right? And Charlie Morgan talks about this in the second module in the IA. It's like, it doesn't matter what is true, only what you believe to be true, because with work that will become true. That's a quote from Sam Ovens, who's now a billionaire, right? But the thing is, I think it goes so much further than that. Like, it's literally what you believe to be true is important. And so if I can truly believe and be certain but still be joyful, it's not even, I think I kind of mixed it in being belief but certainty without emotional, whereas now I'm almost like, I'm going actually to be like, we're hitting 10K a day today with a sense of joy, which I would have previously considered to be excess potential, because we don't care if it's 10K a day or not, we just care about, did we grow the business, right? However, we're going to try that, because obviously I've had that previous mindset for super long, and it has not yielded or materialized jack shit without, putting excess potential on the lack of financial growth either, but you get the idea. So that's what we're going to do. We are going viral for one US product. The two others, content is improving. The one that I ordered, the purely AliExpress product that I thought would do insane, that originally went viral, that I said in my YouTube video, like the same YouTube video that you're watching now, but in a previous clip, has not gone viral again on YouTube. And we're just improving the content, and it's really good. It's really good. We got like 6K views on Insta. We had to change account as well a few times. We have a few account problems. Like, I'm constantly making new accounts. The guy in Vitality, which is Anthony's Fernandez, school community, leaked the method for making infinite Gmails without needing phone numbers. Shout out to him and shout out to Anthony for that, because now that it works, and now that I have a method for it, I'm every week making a new Gmail, making new TikTok accounts, Instagram accounts, so that I have fresh accounts to switch to if I ever need to, because I want to ensure that if I ever do need to switch, I can switch immediately. Because obviously, you don't want to say that everything is shadow banned. However, if you get only 10 views, you might as well just switch. And instead of posting for, 20 videos in hopes, or 10 videos in hopes that, after to get views. Whereas you can just switch with a healthy account in theory. And yeah, TikTok is fucked in the United States as well. So I'm in process of making new accounts. I already did make new accounts. They're warming up, and then I'll post tomorrow, starting tomorrow, today. yeah, it is what it is, man. And then in France, TikTok is decent though, and that's about it. And gym is going pretty good. I mean, we're bulking slightly. We're at 63 kgs now, and we were at 57 in October Q4 2025. So we're bulking really slow, actually. Not that I realize it, but we are bulking, right? Think on the bright side. And that's about it, really, I think. So we made a store today. We're editing, about 10 videos a day, 4 different products on top of school. And also, I wanted to notice, I realize now how much more I could be utilizing school to do business work. Charlie Morgan talks a lot about history, science, biology, and how you can use that into business. And I mostly already do that because I'm relatively good at exercising my intellectual abilities on school subjects. I don't think there's necessarily a link between your intelligence and your ability to get good grades at school. There's somewhat a link, but really it's just about your ability to comprehend subjects related to science, biology, or literature, and then effectively do what the teacher asks you to, which is not necessarily of high ROI if there is no value in it. But I figured out that I can spend time, because I'm pretty good at using my abilities to do what I'm asked at school. I finish tasks super early, and what I would previously do, I would do this, but I wouldn't really do it as well as I can do. And what I intend to do now, and I started yesterday really, is do more business work at school. I said in my last clip that you might as well spend 18 hours a year, or 18 or 20 hours a year to get 20 everywhere, instead of getting those just little 18 hours in that single year to then get worse grades. I don't know what grade I would have if I didn't revise, probably the same. Maybe not that. Maybe that's just me being egotistical, right? And I don't want that to be not what I seem. I don't want that to be me. I don't care what you guys think, right? But we're going to spend more time on the business at school. What I noticed is with Charlie Morgan, I don't think it's a good example to only use people with bad grades, or not bad grades, but who dropped out or weren't necessarily fabulous at school. A really good example of this would be that a lot of Harvard students went to, or then became billionaires. Well, not necessarily a lot, but if you take the CEO of Meta, and I don't know if Jeff Bezos went to Harvard, but a lot of billionaires have preceded high universities, which means there's somewhat of link with school grades. However, there's a lot of examples in which they did not spend at all school time on school work, and they were spending school time on business. And Terry dropped out, Jason, and I'm sure there's many other examples, right? Michael Bernstein, his brother, and I didn't think it's that good of an example. However, I want to ensure that I'm not manipulated by the school pendulum either into believing crazy ass things and wasting my energy and my time on things which in reality yield no at all ROI for me specifically, based on my current lifeline and my frail. And as a result of that, take back my conscious thoughts and use them to grow the business in school hours. Today is May 12th, and things are going pretty good in physical reality. So we had we're testing 5 products. 2 of them are reposts, 3 of them are non-reposts. One of the 3 went viral. I started getting 60k views, 80k views, and then what we did is we did iterating, bro. Iteration is truly the scientific method. Really works on e-com, and I understand it now, and we're implementing that everywhere. We're iterating on conversions now. It's been, we're actually learning and iterating on so many things. So what we did is we had one product which stood out, except at first it was not standing out at all. So we switched the account that we were posting on for that specific product, because I don't know, I had an intuitive feeling. We were getting sometimes 500 views, sometimes 1.5k views, but sometimes only 100 on the account. It was weird, so I just changed it. I did a new account, and boom, we went viral, 60 to 80k views. And the thing with this product is it's a custom Alibaba product, so we need to have a drop only store because we're going to need to collect a bunch of orders, then do MOQ, then get a 3PL in China to ship it to the customers in the United States or in France or in Europe, wherever the orders are. But it's an English product, right? So it'll most likely be United States. Now, at first, we were only getting 60, 80K views, a few signups to the email list. It's a drop thing, so we have email lists, things like that. And things were doing decent, not insane, but pretty good, right? We were having maybe 15, 20% new in the United States. Then we did some iterating, and we actually thought of, proper stuff. And Claude actually has been quite helpful. I had a school, the reason I started using Claude really was because of a school assignment about AI. I had to do like in this coding subject, basically. And I had a friend, or two of my close friends, basically my only two close friends, suggested Claude because I didn't even know it existed, right? Since I don't have social media, how was I supposed to know? I'm guessing, from my understanding, it went viral on social media, some shit, because everybody knows about it and I didn't know about it, right? And so they got me to make a new account, and I actually like it. I think he has he has different abilities to think in comparison to ChatGPT, but obviously it's the same, it's just a language model. Nevertheless, so Claude has been helpful with the content, and iterations, like actually showing me, visualizing the statistics, visualizing it. I think it's quite helpful. But so we were able to iterate a lot on the content. Now went viral. We got 2.2 million views in a video I posted just like 2 days ago, I believe. 2.2 million views, guys. This is only 2.2 million views for normal dropshipping. I get it. You could have 5K people views, maybe that's 10K. Now we have made 0 for now because we want signups, and then on drop day we should have a massive day in revenue. Massive. Everything is relative. I have money in abundance, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. But H3, which was Hidden Elements, which was a Ninjago themed clothing brand last year, they got 2.2 million views or 2.5 in total across every single video, not just one, right? And they did a 150K drop, 100K day drop last year, right? So in theory, or not even in theory, we can still get it done because the product is so good. But the issue being that in those 2.2 million views, a significant portion went to Mexico, a significant portion went to Brazil, and only about 8 point something, I believe, went to the United States, which is horrendously horrible. Now, on top of this, out of the 8.8% which went to the United States, which is about 10% of 2.2 million views, would be 220K, right? Even with those 220K United States views, a little bit less, 200, we only have, as of right now, 95 signups. That's 95 minus 30, because we already had 30 before the viral 2.2 million views, is about 65. So 65 signups for 2.2 million views, guys, is nothing. It's a problem, right? Which is why I'm iterating so much in conversions and fixing not just the website but also the funnel. We get there, stories, professionality, posts, reels. I don't want to spam reels in that account. So what I did is I made a second account which seems to have 10% US, 10% Mexico from the get-go. So we'll just try and keep doing United States or English videos to try and push the audience towards the United States, because the error I made with the 2.2 million view video was that there was absolutely 0 text on it, which not only lacked CTA at the end, and obviously did not necessarily attract English-speaking countries. So on that new account that I made, which I'm posting 2 times a day on, and then for the main account, which went crazy viral, or not crazy viral, but went viral, I'm only posting once a day at most. Maybe I'll post 2 if I have really different video ideas, but because it is mostly a showcase product, then I don't want to spam the content and then bore people with the product. But on that second account, we want to go viral. And I've made a hypothesis, which I need to conduct experiments to validate. Really, that's just a fancy way of saying we're just going to try shit out, bro. But maybe that the reason all of these accounts are always having, I always have just 10% US, 10% Mexico, a little bit India, everywhere. And all of the accounts is the exact same thing. But all of the accounts are made under the same Instagram Gmail, and it's just made with Account Center. So what I'm going to do is, I have so many new Gmails because of the new Gmail method that was given in this Vitality school community. And so I'm going to make a new Instagram account with that new Gmail and see if we have a proper 80% United States account. And if we do, then we can do some things on drop day and put that back and scale up with more US based customers, right? And grow the email list, things like that. But even then again, I don't know, we can still do a pretty good drop. I don't know. I don't have any sort of reference for how much is 100 signups. We have like maybe they're just not signing up and they're staying on the Instagram account. We only got 500 followers from that 2.2 million views, which is not a lot. We're at 2.2k, but we already had 1.6 before. So maybe we don't know, right? I don't want to make any limiting beliefs on this, and so we'll just see how it goes. But I mean, yeah. But it's pretty good, and I'm very happy, bro. And I'm not. Yes, I am pretty happy, because whether or not metaphysical reality materializes this month, metaphysical reality is already materializing. Like, just knowing that fact, that's great, man. We're growing a business, we're growing a band, and metaphysical reality, where I scaled already, I've already done it, bro. Scaled organic to 6 figures or more to 6 figures, right? 100k a month is materializing. Like, just that fact is anything else is futile to know about, right? Or it doesn't matter. Now, also, a thing I wanted to point out was that joy and emotions, I've allowed myself, like, not forced myself, but I've encouraged it at least to express sense of joy, things like that. In my even when in my affirmations, I'll express a sense of emotion and joy. I won't. Previously, I would have been saying, I've already made 6 figures with organic and metaphysical reality, and it's materializing in a sense of neutrality, because this is normal. I make 100k a month. I make 6 figures with organic. It's normal. Why would I care? Now I'll be in a sense of, yeah, I make that. That's crazy, man. Well, it's not crazy, but it's great. Yeah, thank you, bro. Like, this is sick. I mean, because objectively speaking, it is sick, right? We're fucking running a brand. We're doing all this shit. However, what I've come to realize is, because I went from, this polarized area right here with no emotion to this polarized area here with more emotions, slider. I'm in the middle where I'm detached, but I have emotion. But that emotion, I think, does not exist as excess potential, because I'll say it with joy, but if you were to take it away from me, because I previously was so detached from it, I have absolutely I don't care, right? So I'll express a sense of joy towards it, and then next to that, I won't care about it. If that makes sense. I don't know if that does make sense, because if you experience a sense of joy, then it would lead to the idea that you do care about it. At least previously, that's what I would have thought. Except now I'm in a point where I do experience a sense of joy, but I'm completely detached of the idea of owning it, or it's just something that's passing through my life, and that's it. And it's normal for me. So why would I care? But then again, it's normal, and it's normal for me, but it does provide a emotional stimuli. It does provide emotional stimuli, right? So that's about it. As for school, we have school right now, and it's teaching me how to focus, man. It's really, one thing I've come to realize is I can do schoolwork only at school time, or mostly. Like, for example, today I'm gonna have to revise probably another 15 minutes right now, because I have a test tomorrow. But I already revised for like an hour and a half during school today, right? During school, and I just found time. So really my objective is to completely eradicate any school time outside of school. Because in that sense, we'll have maybe 5 hours on average, 6 hours on average of actual work a day, which is very good. It's great. And if we have that, then we can scale and iterate. We'll have enough time to iterate every single day, because every day I film, or I try to film, but sometimes I won't necessarily, because if there's nothing to iterate on in the filming clips, then there's no point refilming, right? But I'll film, I'll edit, then I'll plan, then I'll do content iterations, and then I'll do converting iterations, do some stories on the post, and then all that for 5 products on top of school. But the other 2 of them are reposts, so they don't really count. It maybe takes 30 minutes a day at most, but 3. So we're posting about 9 videos a day, I believe, right now, and that's about it. And school has increased my ability to focus. And finally, gym has gotten so much better. We can muscle up cleanly, bro. I'm just not clean, but we can do four muscle ups about. And the first 2 are in one movement, like this, not like this, and like this. And yeah, we're progressing as well. We can do handstand push-ups, HSPU on the wall with a wall assisted. Like, I can't do it. I'll fall with no balance if I don't have a wall. We did 4 reps last time, but Charlie told me I was most likely not going down enough for like 90% of the reps. But I know the very first one, my head touched the floor. So like I know the first one was good, and then the others might not have been. So we know how to do, wall-listed HSBU, which is good. And muscle-ups has also increased, and we do 15 kilo extra weighted pull-ups now. 5 reps. So that's good. We were at 12.5 before, and for dips, we need to increase from 15 kgs, which is currently our thing, to probably 20, because 15 kg I can do about 8 reps now. And so we need to do 20 at 3 to 5 reps, and that's how I do my first 2 sets, and then the first 3 sets after that is 8 to 12. So I'll keep 15 for those, right? Or maybe 12.5 since you're tired from the previous set, etc. That's it. But generally speaking, gym is going pretty good. Our pecs have slightly increased in size. Although, I mean, we have poor lighting here, but you can most likely tell if you compare it from my last clips. And yeah, the haircut is slightly growing out. It was way too short before, but we'll see. And that's about it. So we literally just scrolled for, I don't know how long. Basically, today is May 13th, so the day right after my previous clip, and I haven't doom scrolled for about a full month, which isn't that much, but considering, in my personal experience, that's a lot. Because I have to post every day, 2 times a day, 3 times a day, sometimes 4, not so much now. And so obviously you have a lot of contact with, social media, bullshit like that. It's not bullshit, you don't want to go to either end of the extremes. And right now, for example, today, the ScreenZen, which is the app I use to block the apps, and I only have 1 minute, and then I have to wait 10 seconds, and then 1 minute, which is a solution that I found to have worked, and it's been working wonderful for the last 2 months. I rarely ever doom scroll, and it works. And so if you guys have that issue where you post and then sometimes you'll just start scrolling after posting, then install ScreenZen and set it up, because it's gonna drastically reduce the amount of time. And so I don't think the main problem with scrolling is the time lost, although that is certainly a thing, but it's the mental state that it puts you in. And so it's been a month since I've doom scrolled, and sometimes I'll just scroll for 1 minute, and then my minute timer will finish, and then I'll wait 10 seconds, and in those 10 seconds of waiting, I'm back in my posting mode, and I finish posting, and we're done. And we post, right? And it doesn't lose us any time, because if it's just 1 minute, it doesn't matter, right? The only problem is when it lasts longer, which is what happened today, because I don't know I figured out what happened, and I fixed it. And so all I did was iterate from, the issue that caused the doom scrolling to happen. Because really, it is your fault, but you're literally being, manipulated by a pendulum that is beyond your control, right? And so you exercise detachment and remove exponential on it. But I want to use this as a good example to showcase what I did. So I probably doom scroll for about an hour and a half, which is fine, because today my workload today is going to be 6 hours, or on a school day when today's Wednesday. So it's fine, you know what I mean? If you think about it objectively, I posted all my videos, I did this, I could have planned more, I could have iterated more. But so the thing is, you scroll for about an hour and a half, and maybe if you guys scroll a lot, then you already get this so often. But if you don't scroll a lot, and you're like me, right, you run a business, you do dropshipping, you do e-com, and then sometimes you'll scroll. It's gonna happen to you guys, because if it happens to me, I know it happens to you guys. Just because I'm, not to ego brag, but I'm at the top. So if it happens to me, it happens to everyone. That's so egotistical, but you get the point. And so what to do? First of all, you wanna just think about it objectively, right? So rationalize what the fuck you did today. Doesn't matter. But the main issue is that it can put you in a mental state where fuck, bro, I just wasted my time. But really, it doesn't matter that you wasted your time. So what I did, for example, today, I finished scrolling, and I just snapped out of it basically after an hour, 45 minutes. But then I already I did 30 minutes, and then we ate dinner. So before eating dinner, I put it in my calendar to fix the issue. And then when I was fixing the issue to see if it worked, and I hadn't properly fixed it, that's when I started scrolling again for another 45 minutes, an hour. Either way, so you put it into a mental state where you feel foggy. You just literally allowed your conscious to dissipate for the last hour and a half, right? And if you want more educational videos on what doom scrolling does to you, Charlie Morgan has 2 on those, which are great. But either way, it's slightly it's not exaggerated, but so it puts you in that mental state. And the thing you want to do is what I do personally, first of all, I exercise gratitude on the fact that this is actually beneficial, right? Because everything can be seen beneficial. First of all, for example, today I scrolled short, but it didn't trigger any emotional state. So I wasn't, obviously it triggered emotions because otherwise the videos would not have gone viral that I saw, but I didn't get any sort of anger. Like, if, for example, it hasn't happened so long, but like maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I would sometimes doom scroll and you'd see like some rich ass kid, flexing some laying bikini because he needs status, which is totally fine thing to think. You either, like, I think Charlie Morgan video posted, you either a merchant, conqueror, or a freedom seeker. I'm not sure what it's called, but like, if you're a merchant, then you want status, right? So, but then they post that and it's like, oh, I'm 17 years old, McLaren, blah blah blah, and most of the time you feel inspired, but sometimes it can provoke a sense of like, fuck you, man. Like, if it makes it look like it doesn't work, or things like that. Now, that doesn't happen to me, but like 3 years ago, sometimes it would. I remember the very first guy I was like pissed out about was Niche, which I admire him now, right? Because he's so like, he has an ability to remain super fun, and I haven't seen his content in so long, but from my memory, right? But like, if you get pissed off by people, that's objectively worse, right? And so you want to exercise objective objective analysis on what actually happened, gratefulness on what could have happened and what didn't, so really being objective about what happened and being grateful for what happened, right? All you did was just lose an hour and a half. You could have slept an extra hour and a half and it would have been fine. In that time, you're resting, even though you're like, sure, you're feeding your brain dopamine, but you're somewhat resting, you're not working, things like that. And what I always do actually, but it rarely happens to me, right? This is the first time in a month. So in an hour and a half every month, if you think about it objectively, it does not change anything on my lifeline whatsoever. The only thing that could change something is if you make it super dramatic. Like, all I did was then iterate it. So what you do after is you iterate to fix the problem. Now, it's not a problem because you don't want to view it as negative, but I would objectively analyze this and be like, yeah, that was a problem. Now, that the connotations I have with that adjective, or not that adjective, that noun, are not negative, right? The problem is just something that isn't necessarily conducive towards materializing my frail, okay? That's all it is. So what I do is, well, I iterate to remove that problem. And what did I do? I fixed the issue, and now it cannot happen again. So now we're fine. Now, in theory, perhaps in like 2 months, or in a month, or 2 months, or 3 months, I'll figure something out, how to bypass the system. Because it always happens. You always figure some shit out. And what happens is you iterate, and you block that as well. And you'll get to a point where it becomes impossible. Like on my MacBook, it's practically impossible for me to be unproductive. I have leak block. I have so many things, man. It is impossible. I haven't been unproductive on my MacBook for like 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 months. I don't know, bro. Like, seriously unproductive. Sometimes I'll like just waste 2 minutes, because 2 minutes is the max amount of time in a row I can have on TikTok. Or like 4 if you want to really take it extreme, right? 4 minutes on TikTok, okay. And then what else? Again, and then 4 minutes is fine. But I'm not gonna yap about that because you guys have no idea what my MacBook setup is. But that's just the point I wanted to make.